everybody. Welcome to another episode of Who Invited Her? We are San Diego's LGBTQ pop culture podcast, and we're back this week. We had a week off because I turned old.
104.
Shut up. I am your host, Tony, and I'm here with my co-host,
Daddy Bear Eric.
And we have a very special guest today. She has been on the show twice before. She is a podcaster, a comedian, and an author. Brynne Mac is back.
Hey.
Hi, Brynne.
Mac is back, baby.
Mac is back. Yes, you may know her from the film Spring, a podcast, which has been on a long hiatus, but hopefully we're going to bring that back. But she has her own podcast, and she has a new book out.
Yes.
So we're going to get it all into that with Brynne. You haven't never been in the studio live with us, have you?
We did a whole podcast.
A whole
together.
season together.
A whole season, and we were never in the same room.
No, it was all over Zoom.
It was all over Zoom.
And so we did that for what, a year?
Yeah.
We hadn't seen each other in person for at least 3 years.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Wow.
we text and stuff
All the time. I feel like I gotta text Tony about this. And I was like,
and she's been on this show two or three times.
Yeah.
Never in person.
Never in
So
person.
it's so
See,
weird.
Tony.
I've never met you in person.
No, but
It's
you
so
guys
strange.
have been done the show together.
Yeah, exactly.
we're friends on Instagram. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm like liking your stuff.
I
and
do
was like,
too.
We
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
worked together.
But we have a lot to get to on this episode. But last week we were off because I had my 45th birthday.
Oh.
I know. Where's my birthday music? Why not? I mean, it's appropriate, right?
And what a whirlwind of a birthday we
Okay,
had for
I'm
your
gonna say
weekend.
this. I told my best friend Steven, firefighter Steven, that I just wanted a simple gathering at my house with just some close friends, keep it very chill. That is not what happened the whole weekend. First of all, Daddy Bear, Eric, and Steven took me out Friday night.
Yes.
We went out to Uptown here in San Diego, which I really love. They have a new menu. I love that place. If you come to San Diego, check out Uptown Tavern in Hillcrest. They have some of the best food,
Yeah.
great drinks. The staff is amazing there.
Yeah.
So we started there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I drank that much. I was drinking white wine.
Well, oh my God, that's what gets you. It's the sugar.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
get dehydrated.
Is it?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like all old lady with my white wine, thinking I was keeping it classy.
I don't think you drank that much either.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Then of course Eric's like, let's go to number 1 on 5th.
Oh, yeah, we went there. I forgot.
What were you drinking?
A lot.
Also,
A lot.
I do mezcal shots. So
Yeah.
I sip
oh
on
my
them.
God.
Yeah,
Oh,
and a
you
Diet
sip out.
Coke. Mezcal shot and a Diet Coke is my thing.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you were doing the shots that night.
Yeah.
So we ended up going to number 1, had a great time, got home, was a little hungover Saturday.
Yeah.
During the day, just did my thing, and then I was
Wait
like,
a minute. Wait a minute. You went to Flicks.
Oh.
That's probably where you got drunk.
Yes, because okay, so I was gonna be responsible and go home after number 1, but Mr. Barry,
Yes.
Barlena Tonic was what I like to call her.
Yes.
She had her birthday on Friday, and she was out at Flicks, and I was a little tipsy, so he was like, "Come to Flicks, have a drink." I was like, "Why not? It's on the way home." I know.
That's your problem.
I had
That's
a
whatever-
Guinness.
Yeah.
I walked out of the bar with a Truly in my pocket. I don't know how that happened.
Why did you have a Guinness?
Because they're the only bar that
Is
I
it the
know in
Truly
San
I'm
Diego.
drinking right now?
No. Yes, it was in my pocket.
Is this
It's-
a Flicks
it's-
Truly?
No.
Flicks
I love Guinness, and they're the only one who has it on tap in Hillcrest. So that's whenever I go to Flicks, I always get Guinness.
I love Guinness.
So then I ended up at home. Saturday, Steven came over, you came over,
Yeah.
Eric, and then the whole crew ended up coming over, brought a lot of food,
Yes.
a lot of drinks.
Yes.
I really didn't drink, but I got so stoned that I was like in heaven. Brynne, they had a piñata unicorn for me.
What?
It was insane.
That's like my dream.
Yeah.
It was a really good birthday.
Yeah.
I got records for my birthday. I got No Doubt, and then my friend Steven bought me Carol Channing's radio show from the 1950s. I believe it was 1950s. Her radio show she used to do for Social Security.
Wait,
It was insane. And it's like this 15-minute radio show on vinyl where she tells jokes and talks about the Social Security office. And she has like Barbara Streisand, Liza Minnelli, all of these old Broadway stars come on and sing.
That's
we were
amazing.
doing a bonus episode where we just play that and
Yeah.
drink a shit ton.
Shit ton and like review it and
I
talk
just
about it.
review it in real time.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's Carol Channing, and
I
there's
love
a whole
Carol
box set. This is what I got, and I got a book, How to Bottom Like a Porn Star, which was the book
Yes.
of the evening.
Oh.
Everybody was into it.
Megan reading sections out of it out loud to us, like
Yes.
asking the questions of.
What were some of the?
Do you remember?
It's about cleaning
Yeah,
out if
and
you're
it
gonna
was-
bottom.
It was like I don't know what kind of lube, whether I should choose oil based or
Or
water based
or silicone.
based. Yeah.
What do you guys use silicone? Have you, Brynne?
I have, yeah.
I hate silicone.
I
I bought it
hate
by
it.
mistake, and it stains everything.
Yeah.
Stains.
and
Yes.
it doesn't get off your skin.
No.
Yep.
Brynne's like, absolutely.
You're saying what I'm thinking.
Yeah. My favorite is coconut oil. That's my.
See, somebody else told me coconut
I
oil.
love
today.
it.
Also, I've used rose oil.
Oh.
like a
Rose oil?
Sunflower rose oil.
No.
So it's like.
No, I don't know.
Okay,
No.
I take it back.
No.
No, I take
No.
it back.
No,
Is that what you use?
No,
Brynne?
that's not what
Yeah.
you use.
Okay.
No,
So I got that book. Oh, and I will post a video on our Instagram of Megan doing a book review while she was drunk of how to bottom like a porn star. I
Oh,
forgot I
cool.
had this video.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. We did that Saturday. Ended up we were watching that one YouTube video.
Oh, Kate Chernada, live in Montreal. And it has the most strangest like we need to post a video,
Yes.
a link to it.
So this video is literally Kate Renata DJing.
Yeah.
But it's all these characters that are obviously on
Whatever.
substances.
Yeah.
And we were all really drunk and high, and we were giving them backstories the whole night. And we're like, oh, there's Leslie.
Yeah.
There's Leslie trying to get some camera time.
She's got this big giant bow in her hair, and she keeps looking at the camera,
Yeah.
like dancing. Like
Her name wasn't Leslie. We
Dead
don't know what her
Eyes.
name
I
was.
love
But
it.
It's so great.
Dead Eyes.
Dead Eyes.
And then the one girl with the I Believe shirt,
Yeah.
who we knew when that substance kicked in and
Yeah.
she was feeling the song.
Yeah.
It was great. And then we ventured out to PAX and it was harness night, was it?
It was. It was leather night. At
No,
PAX.
so that was very interesting.
Yeah.
And then come Sunday, I just planned a nice quiet Sunday. I was going to meet producer Rob, for all of you guys who remember from the show. I went and met, because Rob's in town for a couple weeks and he's doing great in Michigan, but he's visiting. So we went to
Betty's.
Baja Betty's here in San Diego, which is a Mexican restaurant in Hillcrest. Bartender Teddy.
My favorite bartender, Teddy, works there.
got a shot, so
I-
that started it.
I actually was there too.
Yeah, you were there.
nursing my hangover, getting breakfast.
Yeah.
I happened to run into
Oh,
Rob
getting
and Tony.
breakfast.
Yeah.
Hair of the dog.
And so
Yeah.
we started there, and then Rob went off with his friends, and then I met everybody at Inside Out here in San Diego, one of my favorite places. And then it just, I would say this, I didn't get home till 3:30 in the morning, and I had to work. It was a fantastic birthday weekend.
Yes.
That's the best birthday week.
Yeah.
It was very
is.
spontaneous.
It was
love
not
that.
planned.
No.
It was a great 45th birthday.
That's
Yeah.
also like the
Oh,
kiss
it
of
died.
death
It
is
is.
saying, I would just want a nice quiet birthday. You can't say
Especially
that.
telling these
Especially
yahoos.
us. We would never allow that to happen.
No, they were
No.
like, no, I don't think so, ma'am.
if you really wanted to stay at home, you would just tell everyone, like, you
Hello?
better do this, and I want this, and I want a million things, and there better
Yeah.
be balloons, and then everyone's like, fuck
Yeah.
this bitch.
Yeah.
Or like, it needs to be a rager. I need to have so much fun. We're going out every night. Then no one shows up.
Exactly, because they can't handle it.
Yeah.
It was fine. Everybody was in it for the long haul. It was a very, very fun birthday.
Yay. Accomplished.
Yes.
Yay.
But Brynne, we're gonna get to your stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
shall
it.
we? So first of all, for people who are not familiar, Brynne does Film Springa with me, which is on break. But Brynne has another podcast she started.
I do. Yes.
What is it called? And give us the whole lowdown on the new podcast.
So my new podcast is actually with my 6-year-old daughter, and it's called Love These Mother-Daughter Talks. And so we just sit down, and they're really quick. They're just like 20 minutes long, and I sit down with my daughter, and I ask her things that I think parents would like to know about their 6-year-olds, and she asks me things that she thinks 6-year-olds want to know about their parents. So she'll ask me, like, what did we talk about? We talked about our favorite things. And then she'll ask me, like, why do you think you get to boss me around all the time? It's actually
Because I'm
like,
your mom.
because I'm your mom,
Yeah.
right? And then we've actually had a lot of really cool revelations. Like we were talking one time, and we were talking about things that we like, and she said she hates to be scared. And I said, that's so weird because you used to love being scared.
Huh.
And she said, well, when I was little, I didn't know that there were actually bad things that could hurt you.
Oh, like bad things like what though?
Well, just like
Break
criminal.
my heart.
So our
I
house, like,
know.
when our house got broken into.
Oh
you know,
yeah.
So when she was little, being scared was fun. It was adrenaline. But now that she's older, being scared is actually scary because
Yeah.
she realizes
There's a consequence to it.
Yes, and that
Yeah.
you
How
could actually be hurt. And
interesting.
I really took it to heart because I had still been scaring her because I thought it was really funny.
Because you're that mom. You're that
Like,
mom.
what do you care? Like, it's funny.
You're like, why are you scared? What happened? Don't be scared. You're like,
Yeah. And then now I'm like, oh, I can now tie this to the fact that she thinks being scared is it's not a fun thing for her. She doesn't have control over it. And then
Oh. Isn't that interesting that she realized
she says
what it
so
is?
many things during this podcast that I think,
What's
wow.
what's
I'm
been
a
the most
dummy.
shocking thing that she has told you?
She one time told me that she had been in trouble at school
Yeah.
that day. And no, the teacher didn't call me. No one told me. And I said, if we did not have a podcast that we did together, would I have found out you were in trouble? She said, no.
Oh my God, I cannot wait till she is a teenager.
I'm going to tell you. And then it just like came out in the podcast.
So how many episodes are you in? Are you guys in?
So we're 10 episodes in. We took a little bit of a break.
Yeah, during the holidays?
During the
like all of us
holidays.
did, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then now we're back. I'm about to post an episode about taking it easy on yourself.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I feel like, and then the concept of this episode is that I see her when she messes up, she gets really upset with herself. And I
Yeah.
ask her sort of where that comes from. And she says, you get really upset with yourself. And I said,
Ooh, she's calling you
"Wow."
out.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, maybe we should both just go easy on ourselves. And you
Yeah.
sometimes forget that children are really a reflection of you. So I think if I'm not being hard on her,
Yeah.
then that's fine because I'm not being hard on her, but she sees me being hard on myself. Like,
Oh.
I've realized that when I drop something or forget something, I'll say to myself, like, oh, freaking Brynne.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I see you do that. And that's, you're being mean to yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, shit. Oh, like you see everything and you absorb everything. So
Yeah.
it's been really cool.
Oh, that is so. Well, that's good that you guys have this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
every parent needs a podcast to
Oh,
just
and Flynn
be
says
a
this
better
all the time.
parent.
Flynn's always like, do your own podcast with your kids. When I say, what do you want to tell
Yeah.
people? She's like, have your own podcast with your kids. 'Cause it's just that,
She's so smart.
it's
Yeah.
just that unadulterated time where we're just talking
Yeah.
and we're not cleaning or doing other things. And
Wait, what made you want to start this podcast with your daughter?
she did.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yes.
Because I know on Film Springa, she used to pop in here and there. and
she
it
was
had-
obsessed.
Yeah, she was like wanting to do the show.
Mhm.
And she'd come in and tell a joke, but never like, she had a horrible time. And I'm like, your
As
mom's a comedian. Come on.
Yeah, I was like, you got to step it up,
But,
kid.
Yeah.
but still, I can't imagine thinking at that age that I would ever want to do a podcast. But maybe kids are different these days. I
Yeah.
don't know.
And
Maybe.
she sees me. She was on an episode of Film Springa
Yeah.
when we did one of Lena's terrible movies.
There was a Shelley Duvall
Yeah.
story time ones. That was horrible.
And she was like, I want to do a podcast with you.
Yeah.
And I said, what would we talk about? And she said, let's talk about mother-daughter things, like mom and kid things.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. I have the technology.
Yeah.
You have it all set up. Why
Yeah,
not?
I was like,
Why
sure,
not?
let's do
So
it.
you did it.
Yeah, so we
And
did it.
when does the podcast come out? Like how often?
It's every Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're
After the break, yeah.
Is there any regrets doing it with your daughter? Has she made you cry on the show?
Yeah, she's made me cry several times.
Really?
The first episode we ever
Do you
did.
edit any of it out or no?
I don't.
Okay, good.
Good.
I don't. Because sometimes I realize, like, I've made mistakes. I'm like, the whole point of the podcast is like for me to realize that I think I'm this great parent, but I make mistakes, so we don't all know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Things that I think are fine or not fine. But the first episode, she talked about how COVID was hard because she was doing school from home and I was
Yeah.
doing work from home.
Yeah.
And obviously my work day is a lot longer than her school day. So when I was doing work, she was like, it feels like you're ignoring me. Like, it feels like we're both home and you just are doing other things. And
Not
she,
paying
you know,
attention to her.
Yeah.
Exactly. And she's like, it feels like I'm
Aw.
choosing something or I'm choosing work over her. And that made me
Yeah.
cry. And then she reached out and held me and she goes, I think we should end the podcast.
She's
You gotta
so
love her. She's so,
insightful.
like-
so insightful.
And she's
Yeah.
only how old now?
She's 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ. How do you
Yeah.
do? I know I
I
couldn't.
can't, it's so hard. 'cause
I'd be like,
sometimes-
girl, no. You're too old for this shit.
Well, I'm just like, you're smarter than me.
most adults.
Well, yeah, and sometimes she tricks me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Were you like that at that age?
No, I was an idiot.
Weren't we all?
I
Weren't
was too.
We all?
Yeah.
Oh
I was,
God.
you know,
This last weekend I was an idiot. Jesus Christ.
I was
sweet.
there. I saw it.
Shut your mouth. How dare you? Okay, Brynne.
Right.
You have other exciting news.
Oh.
You wrote a book.
Mhm.
And this is what I love about this. I remember when you first told me about this about a little over a year ago.
Mhm.
And you were like, I have this idea. I'm going to do it. And she did it. You have a book out. Do you
Yeah,
have?
I wrote-
Where's the
oh,
book?
yeah, I have
here it is. We're going to show it.
It's
First-
right here.
I can be your book model while you
Oh,
Yeah,
talk.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's
hey.
it called?
So it's called Your Kid is Coming Back. It's a feel-good reminder for parents with shared custody. So I was realizing, you know, in the divorce,
Yeah.
and I've talked a little bit about this in this article that I wrote, that I was like prepared for my ex to leave, right? I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
getting divorced, you know. I was not prepared for my kid to also leave half the time.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of things in my head that I was like, okay, you know, plan this stuff and get on the dating apps and have things with your friends because you're going to be single. And I didn't, you know, really in my head, the concept of like, oh, I will really be
Alone.
alone.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think people go into marriages thinking like, okay, this could work out or it can't, you know, hope for the best. I don't think anyone has a kid thinking in 5 years, maybe I'll get to see her 50% of the time.
Yeah, I never even thought of it that way. Like
Yeah.
the shared custody where you go from seeing your child every day and now there's times when you're not going to see her for a whole day.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
a couple of days or sometimes
Yeah.
a
Oh,
week.
shit,
You know,
yeah.
when
Yeah.
you're used to waking up in the morning and kissing them at night and all of that stuff. And like, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, shared custody is, if you have two good fit parents, shared custody is the best. Your kid
Yeah.
needs both of your parents, but it doesn't mean it's not hard for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it was that, and I don't think anyone ever talks about that. Like I have lots of friends that are divorced, and I just maybe think it's too raw, or it's everyone, you know, says like,
Is it too much of a taboo subject to talk? Because I never really hear anybody talking
No.
about like joint custody.
And did you feel really sad at first?
I was
And-
so sad.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
I thought, this is a fun podcast, but I went into like a
That's
pretty
fine.
a pretty bad depression, like those
Sure.
those first few times that she left, because you know your kid's out there and you don't know what they're doing. Or,
Yeah. How did you cope with it?
So I started writing
Write
the
a
book.
book. Yeah.
We were doing Film Springer.
Yeah, at the
which
time, I
is-
remember when you brought it up and you had the idea for it. So this book isn't like a novel. It is more. How would you describe it? Because it's more like an adult, like
it's a
Kids book.
picture book for
Yeah.
for adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a kids book for adults that just sort of is like a feel good reminder for you. And then also it has journal prompts. So that's what helped me. Like I have my own copies, a couple copies of the book
Yeah.
that I just do. So it has, prompts like if you're having a hard day, how to channel it. Like go and think of some
Yeah.
things that you can do for yourself today. Or one of the prompts is like go ahead and cry. Like just cry and then write how you feel.
Yeah.
And,
I love that.
Do you find that you use it to journal, but then also look back and see what you've
Yes.
written before?
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
And I'll see like where my progress is, and some days are good, and some weekends are good, and some weekends are like, oh, this sucked.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah.
But
What so the book started off because you were co-parenting.
I myself was very sad.
Yeah.
It's a very narcissistic concept for a book.
But like how my thought is you had the idea, and I bet there's a lot of people out there who have ideas, and actually getting it made and going through the process of I'm gonna do this. How did you do that?
So I had the idea, and then I thought, like, I don't know. It's such a personal thing that I thought.
Knowing you, I know this was like a very,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when did you decide I'm going to be open about this and actually do it?
So I was talking to a couple of friends of mine,
Mhm.
and they were going through different phases of their divorce and had started shared custody. And I had a friend that called me and said, I'm just driving past my ex's house, just trying to be close
To
my
feel some
to feel
connection.
some
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
And I told her about the book, and she was like, you need to do this.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like so cliche. Like, you need to do this
Do
to help
this.
people. But she was
But
like,
hey, there's a market for it. There's other people who are going to benefit from it.
Yeah.
And I think it's great.
Yeah.
And so I found, I wrote the book, which is everyone's like, that's so great. And I was like, it's like,
You're like, it really
five-
wasn't.
I was like, it's 5 pages of like rhymes. And then I actually worked on it with Flynn, my daughter.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And, because part of it too is I went back and forth. I'm like, okay, just should she know about this? Because you have to protect your kids.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then, I was talking to someone, I was talking to my therapist, and she's like, your kids want to know what you're going through, but also I didn't want Flynn to think that like when she leaves, I'm like, party, like
Yeah.
that
Oh,
I'm
I
just
never
fine,
thought
that
of
I'm just
that,
fine
yeah.
when she goes.
Yeah.
I think it's okay for her to know that I miss her and I'm sad, and even though it's for the best,
Yeah.
that I'm also going through emotions, and that it's can sometimes be hard and difficult for me to be apart from her.
Have you read the book with Flynn?
Yes, so we came up with the rhyming the couplets together, and then she actually drew all the blueprints for the pictures.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So she sat down and drew a corresponding picture to the pages, and then we sent it to a very talented Rafe artist in. Sorry, his name's Rafe. He's not
Yeah.
a Rafe artist. That sounded weird. An artist that I found on Fiverr,
Yeah.
and he did it. And then I found a local book printer and sent it to them. They had a graphic design team that I worked with, and then we printed it out and
Wow.
then started selling it. Yeah.
And how has the reaction to the book been?
It's
the
been
feedback.
really good, really positive. The first wave of people that bought the book were grandmothers buying it for their granddaughters,
Aw.
which is sweet.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
And it's only,
sweet.
and it was a bunch because, like on Amazon and Etsy,
Yeah.
you can put gift
Yeah.
messages, and it was all like, "Hope this helps, Noni." And then it's
Aw.
like, I think that this would be great for you, Beth Ann, and you're gonna get through this. Love, Gigi. It was
Oh, my
rad.
God.
And then I had a lot of friends buy it too, who didn't even need it, but were
Yeah.
very supportive. And then it just started, I started talking about it, and they did an article about me in the La Jolla Light. And then the book was featured in LA Parent Magazine.
Wow.
Wow.
And with a bunch of books that are way better than mine. Legitimate authors. I don't know how the editor, which was so nice,
Yeah.
featured me as well for some reason. Yeah, and then it's just been sort of cool, and I have like my own little stash that I work through.
What? Where do people find the book if they want to buy it?
So you can get it on Amazon Prime if you just type it in.
The
Amazon
name.
Prime. Yeah, Your Kid Is Coming Back, and then it's also on Etsy.
Okay.
So just Your Kid Is Coming Back.
And we'll have links on our website. So if
Oh,
you
thanks,
go on our
guys.
website, click on it, I'll take you to the
Thanks.
book to buy it.
And you do all the fulfillment, so they'll know that it actually comes from
comes
you.
from you.
Yes, I do. I do all the fulfillment. Not for Amazon, but for Etsy, I do.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Oh, that
And
is
so
cool.
I'm like always.
We
like,
will have
right
the Etsy
Yes.
link, so
'Cause
it
that's
gives you
me
something to do.
handwriting.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I can't even
That
tell
is
you
awesome.
the first couple that they bought. I threw away like 3,000, like 30 envelopes because my handwriting is so bad, and I was like trying so hard to make the handwriting good. I was like, this looks so
It was all chicken
low
scratch.
red. Yeah, I was like, looks like Flynn is sending it.
She did. That would be cool. Have Flynn write it
Flynn
out.
do Well, is that because I also send everyone that buys it from Etsy, I send them a thank you card, and I write like, "Hey, thanks for
Yeah.
buying the book
Yeah.
and stuff." But then I
love
sent the
that shit.
first, I like did the thank you card, and then printed out the message, and then I was reading the messages, and all of the cards say like, "Thank you so much for buying the book. I hope it's really helpful for you." And then I realized it was all gifts from grandmas, and I was like, "You didn't buy this book." They're like, "What are you talking about?"
Oh my
Didn't
god.
purchase this.
Yeah.
What's your next book gonna be?
Okay. So I gotta copyright it before we talk
I
about it.
know, I know.
Yeah.
Before we talk about
She
it.
can't give the spoilers
If
away.
you were
Yeah.
gonna do an adult picture book, what would it be, Eric?
Oh yes, I love this question.
It would be about flogging.
Okay.
Yes.
That actually could be
please.
useful. I could have used that.
Yeah, you could have.
All right.
Well, I don't know what mine would be.
Yeah, what would yours be?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I'd have to think about that one.
That could be your book. I don't know, and that's
I don't
okay.
know.
Yeah.
Figuring it out.
Figuring it out. That's okay.
Yeah.
Figuring it
We're
out.
all doing it now.
We're all doing it now is right.
We really are.
But it's not just the book you've been published. You had your article published, and yeah. Do you have another one coming out? Or yeah.
Yes, I have an article coming out about shared custody in the Washington Post.
Oh, look at you.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I wrote another article. I don't know what's going on with that about matching with your ex-husband on Hinge.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh, I know that. Yeah.
Did it come as the daily match?
Yeah,
How did it
came
come?
it came as recommend.
The
Like,
recommended,
recommended.
yeah.
Like, you two are perfect.
You
for
have
each other.
the perfect.
Yep.
What did you do when that happened, Brynne?
I would have
Well-
threw the phone out the window.
Well, I talk like I talk
Whoops.
about this in the article because I was like at first I was like, oh that guy's cute because it was in snowboarding
No.
gear and I wasn't, and my ex. had
Wait,
a
it was
very
your ex?
ubiquitous name. Yeah, my ex's name.
You're like,
was,
oh, he's cute.
I was like, he's kind of cute. And then I see a picture and there's like a little girl. And I was like, what a cute kid. I was like, that's my fucking kid. And I was like, oh.
Okay.
Whoa.
So then I called him and said, take my daughter's picture off your fucking
Yeah.
Hinge profile.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I deleted it. Deleted the whole app.
Were you like, that's it? I can't with this. No, that is just.
Fucking algorithm.
No. Okay, I have a
It is
question about that.
mindfuck. Yes.
Yeah.
How do you feel like when, and Eric, you may know this, when you're on Hinge or one of those and you're like swiping and it's one of your friends?
Oh, that happens all the time.
And do you go, oh, I feel so like, no, it feels kind of like maybe I'll give them a courtesy. Maybe they're not getting a lot of swipes. So I don't know. You know what I mean? That happened to me. I accidentally swiped on one friend and it was like, oh, it's okay. But in my head, I'm like, I feel rude if I don't because I know that.
If you're my friend and you see me, swipe on me, please. Please. I need it.
I feel like I'm like swiping really fast, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden I see something like that, and I get flustered, and I forget which one is the one I'm supposed. Because I
That's
like,
happened to
I'm like,
me.
oh, I have to do it right,
Yeah.
and then I do, and then I like them sometimes, and I'm like, damn it, that's
You
not
know
what I meant to
happens
do.
me is I go really quickly to look down at the other pictures,
Mhm.
and then it
Yeah.
will swipe it.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's just like I have weirdly tilted fingers. But I'm just trying to flip down.
Yeah.
Yeah. The picture, then it's like, you matched. And I'm like, no.
No.
It
I
needs
don't
like
want to.
little grid lines to know that
Yes.
the bottom part is going to put the picture
Yes,
bigger.
please.
Yeah.
On Tinder, on
Tinder
Hinge.
specifically.
Anything you got.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hinge and Hinge is interesting.
I've gone away from Hinge. I'm
Have
more
you?
on Tinder right now.
Okay.
So
What's
funny
your
is-
app of choice?
Well, so
Now that you're single.
Yay. I matched.
That was the like weakest yet. She's like, yay.
Hey.
You match with?
I match with more people on Bumble,
Okay.
but
Oh.
I've only ever actually been able to go out with people that I've matched with on Hinge.
Mm.
So the people on Bumble, it's like, hey,
interesting.
let's go out, and then they ghost me.
Yeah.
And then on Hinge, it's less volume, but more if you're actually engaging with someone, they're like down to meet up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I
I-
have a Tinder date tomorrow.
What?
You
I
do?
do. I do.
Where are you guys going?
So he lives in TJ.
Oh, love
so
it.
I'm going down there.
He has a type.
Oh, okay.
I do have a type. I am not looking for them. They just
they
fall
find
into my lap,
you.
apparently.
I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going down there. He's planning the whole date. We're going to some restaurant and yeah, which is really sweet. I'm not
Oh,
used to
that
that.
is really
Normally, I'm the
sweet.
one who has to do
Yeah.
all the planning and
Yeah.
the work, and he's like, "No, I'll take care of it. You're coming here. You don't have to worry about a thing."
I actually have one
So
tomorrow
nice.
too. I haven't been on a date
You guys both on dates
and
tomorrow?
I got asked, and I said, I guess.
Do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I haven't really been on one yet.
Really,
So,
you haven't been
no.
on a date yet?
Not like a date where somebody
Oh.
like, hey, let's go get dinner.
Are you
I wanna-
nervous?
Yeah.
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 Like, what about it? Are you nervous about like?
I
what you're
don't know
gonna
what I
say?
should wear.
Or you're
I
about
don't
to
know how
wear?
to act. Do I act like myself or
Well,
do I?
obviously.
do I like be like, hey, this is a day.
You're
We're
Steve
gonna
Martin now?
Yeah.
I hate you. Like, what do I do? And then I worry about because when I get nervous, I get very chatty and kind of a little nerdy
Yeah.
awkwardness. So I don't know.
That's the good thing about dating is that they're all
I'll
practice.
probably cancel.
Yes, they're all practice.
They're all
Don't
practice.
cancel.
No, don't cancel. It's practice for a future date for one that you actually really want to go well.
Okay.
And you're getting out of the house and like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you meet someone.
You
someone-
got to eat anyways.
Exactly.
You have to have a
True.
meal.
Someone
I could
just-
have one in my kitchen.
Yeah,
though.
but go have it with another person.
No, we've been alone enough. Like, I cannot.
Wow, Brynne.
Wow. Title of the episode: We've been
We've been
alone
alone
enough.
enough. There we go. Title of the episode with Brynne. But on that note, you guys, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I had a very interesting morning this morning with a psychic. And we're going to
Yay.
get into that. So we're going to be right back, everybody. We're going to refill drinks and be right back.
In the world of male sexual health, getting an erection isn't always the problem, but instead premature ejaculation may be the issue. The great news is, Hims has that covered with either a spray, a pill, or both. Formulated with lidocaine, the spray works by altering the sensitivity to the sprayed area without overly numbing. Unlike other topical products, it's absorbed by the skin without transferring to your partner. Spray to the most sensitive areas of your penis 5 to 10 minutes before game time. This spray absorbs quickly and stays local to the applied area, rather than numbing the sensation of your entire penis. Studies have shown men can last 64% longer when using the spray. Hims offers men access to high-quality medical products for issues all men face, but rarely take care of, and Hims is a trusted destination for sound medical guidance with both prescription and non-prescription solutions. Sex should be fun for all. Hims helps you enjoy this pleasure longer with a quick and easy spritz. Try Hims today. Go to whoinvitedher.net/HIMS. That's HIMS. Hims is a one-stop shop for sexual wellness, hair loss and skincare for men. They can connect you to FDA-approved treatments backed by science. Prescription products are subject to medical provider approval and require an online consultation with a medical provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate, all from the comfort of your own home. See website for full details and safety information. That's whoinvitedher.net/HIMS.
Hey, everybody, we're back from break. We have refilled drinks. We're ready to go.
Yay.
So I will go on the date. You guys convinced
Yeah,
me.
you have to.
So you guys, next week, tune in, and I will go over how my date went.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Eric will interview
I'll
me.
talk about my date too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys can have a date swap.
Yeah, a date
No,
swap.
not literally swapping dates, but
Yeah,
okay, I
we're like,
was like,
wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
That's not what I
you
meant.
show up for my date, and I'll show up for
A
your
date
date. and We'll
detail
see what
swap.
happens.
Oh, you get-
Oh my
You guys
god!
are
And we'll
Can we
film all
please?
of it.
Yes.
Parent Trap it.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I do too. Wait, do you like the Haley Mills or the Lindsay
Oh
Lohan?
no, the Haley Mills.
Haley Mills.
So
Yeah.
I would love to have that house that the dad had, the ranch house.
Oh,
course.
oh
It
my
is
God!
so-
How many millions would that be today?
Oh,
like,
you
million.
can't
yeah,
even.
was
No,
it
I
Santa
love
Barbara?
it.
Was that where it was?
It
at?
was. Where was it? Maybe
I don't-
Santa Barbara.
It
Yeah, I
must,
think it was
I mean,
Santa
it looks
Barbara.
like Santa
Oh,
Barbara.
I used
Yeah.
to love that movie, The
Ah.
Parent Trap.
That outdoor
Oh,
patio that he
yes.
had.
Oh.
I'd marry him just for that.
Yes, I know.
And I
And
always
the
thought the
Wood
wife. I
Vineyard.
forget who played the actress who played the wife, the redhead. Oh, she was so pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love that movie. I hated
too.
the remake. The remake was okay, but
It was
Fine.
okay.
but the
Fine.
Haley Mills, come on.
Let's
Yeah.
get together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We can
Wow.
have a ton. Was it a ton of
We
fun?
can have a real
Yeah,
good time.
Yeah.
All the Gen Zs have no idea what
No
we're talking
idea what
about.
we're talking
Shut
about. But what they will know is, unfortunately, Betty White passed
Oh,
on New Year's, right?
before
Yeah.
her birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, but Cher came out with a remake this week of the theme song to Golden Girls. Have you guys heard
Yeah.
it?
I have
Amazing.
not.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna hear it right now. I want to know what and watch the video.
I'm putting this down because in real time I'm hearing
Yeah.
this and I'm excited.
You're gonna need both hands.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm curious to see what you.
Oh shit.
Wait, there's the beginning of it, but we'll go to the beginning. Whoops. Sorry, guys. I hit the wrong button. But here, we're going to do it. Ready?
There we go.
I love her.
And for no reason to just do it.
I wonder what she was like. I'm going to remake this song. Is that Chad Michaels? Is that
Right?
Chad Michaels?
It could be.
I just love Cher because she's still doing it.
I know.
She looks amazing.
She looks great.
Okay.
I can do a pretty good.
Can you?
Can
Let's
you?
hear it.
Let's hear
Let's hear it.
Wait, let me see. Wait, give me a shot.
Come on.
If I could turn back time.
That was awful.
If
That
I-
was
Wait,
awful.
Oh, no.
That was your.
'Cause- no.
You're doing it to the gays. We
Yeah,
could, we
I
could
can't.
all do share.
Oh.
You guys do your shit.
I can't do Cher.
Oh.
If I
could
could
Okay.
turn back time.
If
Oh.
I could turn
That's
back
horrible.
time.
I know, none of us are good.
The only thing that I can do is Kermit the Frog, and I can do a pretty good Mickey Mouse.
Okay,
Go ahead,
let's
let's hear
let's
it.
hear Kermit.
Go.
Kermit the Frog here.
Can you do what would Kermit order at a bar? Go ahead, order.
Wait, I've
order.
been drinking. Hello, can I get grasshopper, please?
A grasshopper.
Wow.
Okay, Mickey Mouse.
Wow.
Hey, it's me, Mickey Mouse.
What would make you order at a bar?
Can I get a vodka soda dirty? It's been a hard night. I'm working on a bit where Kermit the Frog testifies against Miss Piggy. Like, when Miss Piggy gets me too'd.
Wait, what?
Oh, I should say this.
Because
This is
she
for another time.
actually,
Oh,
she
she's been
assaulted him.
sexually harassing him for
She's
years.
Years.
really problematic.
Yeah.
But I do love Miss Piggy though.
And then-
She's
and
Who doesn't? She's
then-
an icon,
Yeah.
a legend.
fashion model.
Model.
Yeah. Dancer,
Legend,
singer,
singer.
superstar.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein. Mr.
Thank you for destroying my childhood
Yeah,
right
all
now.
of ours.
Mr. the Frog, can you testify what she said next? Well, she said that she would hi-ya my yayas.
Hiya, my yaya.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow,
I wonder
Brynne.
if they've had to deal with like
Sad poor
with
dead man.
with her,
Yes.
very formal and intentional.
Intentional,
Yeah.
documented.
Yeah, we've
Yes.
seen the movies.
She tried to trick him
And the
into
show.
a marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
duress.
It's,
Yeah. Huh. Well,
Those
Never-
are pretty good.
Never meet your idols.
Never meet your idols, kids. Oh my God. So, Brynne, have you watched the new Sex in the City? As a straight woman.
I-
we're
have
going
you
there.
watched this?
Ugh.
Okay.
We haven't talked about this since the episode.
Ugh.
The very
So
first
I knew what happened in the first episode before I watched it because it got around.
Yeah.
So I thought I want to skip all that, and then all that stuff happened with Chris Noth.
Right.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
The
Right.
whole.
Speaking of Me Too.
yeah, just
Yeah.
skip the whole first episode, and then I got 5 minutes into the second episode where Miranda runs up to her door and hugs her, and she goes, "What are you gonna do next?" And Carrie, they're wheeling big out, and I was like, "This is not how life works."
No.
No.
And they're willing. And she goes, "I guess they take away the body." And I
Ugh.
was like, "No,
Brynne was
No.
like, I'm done. I'm done.
off." I was like, "No,
And that's
thank
what did
you."
it for you?
I just, medical, like authenticity is very important to me. No, I'm just like, this is so cheesy and dumb.
So I'm all caught up because I have not watched it since maybe episode 2.
Yeah.
I've been putting it off because it just gets under my skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better.
No.
Yeah.
It's
it,
so
it has
annoying.
moments where
It
it,
has
gets better,
Moments.
and then it goes right
Right back,
downhill
yeah.
seconds later. Just
but
right off the cliff.
everybody still is not liking. What's the character?
Okay, Che. So
Che.
this is something I've also been wanting to talk about it with you on the
Okay.
podcast.
So I will say that if there is anything that I love more than watching a show, it is not watching a show and having people talk about it in front of me, and I'm not joking. I
Why?
love it. It's like
Yeah.
fresh eyes.
Yeah.
It's like someone telling you a story.
Yeah.
Like a very compelling story, and then I get to ask. It's like mutual friend. Like you're talking about mutual friends.
Yeah.
And then I got to be like, what?
Why? Yeah.
No.
Why?
Okay.
What
Yeah. I
happened?
actually
Okay,
really
go.
love
Okay.
it.
Go ahead.
So Che is the non-binary character
Yes.
that Miranda is falling for.
Played
And-
by Sada Ramirez
Yes.
from Grey's Anatomy fame.
And the internet is villainizing Che. The internet does not like Che at all, as neither do I. The thing for me, they are not funny.
They are not.
They are not funny at all.
Are they supposed to be a comedian?
Yes. So the
You
character.
hear stand up,
Yeah.
lots of stand up, and
None of the stand up in the show that the character Che does is funny. It's not funny.
It's not funny. And Miranda is always very overly laughing at the non-funny jokes, which makes me even more
Yeah.
crazy. But I have a thing, like, there is this non-binary character who finally gets to have some access and exposure. And is the internet not liking it because this person is non-binary, or is it because this character is actually not a good character?
I would say that there are so many, coming from someone who's never
Yeah.
seen the show and has no actual knowledge. There are so many non-funny comics
Yeah.
in things that we're not villainizing. So
Yeah. I felt guilty myself at moments of, like, because I was on the villain train for a
Yeah.
while, and I was like, this doesn't feel good to me. Like, I don't
Well,
like
this
myself
is the
like
thing.
this.
So the actress who plays Che, she said in it was an article that came out in Pink News that Che isn't here to be liked. Che isn't here for anyone's approval. The actress said, and said Che is not here to represent the entire LGBTQ plus community or a spectrum of Spanish-speaking people or Latino-identifying people or Hispanic-identifying people. They are here just to be themselves, is what she said about the... And
Okay.
I kind of
Yeah.
disagree with that. It's a character on TV. Che isn't a real person. This is a character that was written by somebody.
Yeah.
So your responsibility as a writer, writing this character as non-binary, I'm sorry, but you are representing that community in
But
a way.
I guess-
And you're representing Latino in a way. I think the character is just written badly.
Yeah.
I don't think take the non-binary away, whether it was a white cis woman, the character would still be bad. It's a
Yeah.
bad character.
But I guess I would say that also in a way, it is kind of real representation because there are unlikable
Yeah,
people in
there
our
are.
community. Like,
And that's the
like,
thing.
there-
I don't
in
think
reality there are.
I think people saying that the argument that is it the audience isn't accepting of non-binary. I don't think that's the issue. I think this
Yeah.
is a character, whether
I
no
agree.
matter what the sex is, the religion, the race, whatever, it's not a good character on TV. They wrote this character badly and not funny.
Yeah.
So can I say something?
What?
Again, having never seen this show.
Yeah.
Is this are they doing I think are they doing a disservice to this character because Sex in the City I'm sorry and then there
then
was
and
just
there's
like that.
this.
Yeah.
you've got money,
Yeah.
Lots.
so why are you not hiring right, like why are the jokes not funny?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
You
Why
have
was
access to stand-up comedians, to non-binary
Who are
stand-up
probably
comedians, to
dying and
comics.
throwing themselves at
Exactly.
the right for this. Yeah.
So people
not
that are
just right, but to play the character.
Yeah.
Why didn't they cast an actual non-binary Latino comedian
Yeah.
to play this part?
Yeah.
Is what I don't understand. Even though I know the actress who plays it identifies as non-binary,
Yeah.
she's not a comedian, and it reads.
Well, and I
Yeah.
will
So-
tell you that having gone through periods of my life of being an asshole, people will forgive you of things if you're funny.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
a character.
So
just
the
not
character
funny.
probably could have gone a long way if you're
Yeah.
laughing at the stand-up.
Yeah.
But it's just badly written.
Yeah.
Everything they give the character is just so badly written.
All the characters are
Yeah.
badly written.
I'm just
Yeah.
it's just too much, the show. I'm just
Yeah.
like it's trying so hard.
This last episode actually had moments where I said Carrie's character felt like the old Carrie's character. Finally. But I also just saw that there's only one more episode left.
Yeah.
So it took 5 episodes to get there.
But the other storylines with Charlotte and Miranda, I'm just not buying it. I'm not
No.
invested.
I don't think that women who lived in New York who were so progressive in their 30s and 40s have now reached their 50s and 60s and are so out of touch with reality.
I don't buy it.
As a New Yorker, even if you have tons of money.
So the thing is, this is what I think about having the Samantha character missing is that Samantha was always so unapologetically like whatever, like that one scene where this has been circulating around the internet where Carrie walks in on Samantha blowing the FedEx guy.
Yeah.
And she's like, here, that right there.
Not
I would
just the
never,
FedEx guy, her FedEx
Her
guy.
FedEx guy. She's like, I would never judge you.
Yeah.
So I think Samantha was a little bit the barometer
Yeah.
of them being so judgmental. So they've taken out, I guess, as opposed to the moral compass, the immoral compass.
Yeah.
They've taken out the person that was
Yeah.
really like, look
Yeah.
at yourself. Why are you saying this?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
balanced all of it. Yeah, for
No,
sure.
it's true. It's absolutely true. Well, we'll see if there's a season 2.
Yeah, it did say season finale for the
Yeah.
next episode. I'm like, there's more than one season?
Why? Why do we have to suffer through another
Really?
one? Oh, I know. But you guys, before we went on break, I had talked about that. I got a psychic reading this
I'm
morning.
so excited about this.
So how this came about was producer Rob, who used to be on the show, has been seeing a psychic for the last maybe 5 years, and she's based out of Michigan. And every time he's gone back, he's seen her and done phone readings and a couple other friends, and they've always raved about her, saying how spot on she is, right? So when Rob has been in the town this time, he actually was like, you need to do a reading, and gave me her information. And I didn't tell anybody, but I set up a time, and it happened this morning. Let me tell you. Okay, first of all, her name is, I'm going to give her a plug, is, let me pull it up. It is Diana O'Grady, and she is with Essential Wisdom
She's Irish.
Irish.
I like that.
in Michigan. The website is oessentialwisdom.com, and you can book your readings with her online and all that stuff. And she'll call you and do a reading over the phone. So I did one this morning.
Should we get readings and then talk about them on the show?
I would do that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Do you think they should do a live reading on the show?
I wonder if she would. That would be.
That would be amazing.
So
I would
I'm
do
going to
mine.
say this about the reading. I went in going, okay, I know she's legit because I've had other people, friends, and that I really trust their opinions vouch, right? there was no bullshit with her. She started it off and she's like, all right, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. And what she told me was so spot on. She said, first of all, she says, you tend to have a facade that you let people see, and it's not the real you, pretty much. And I was like, yeah. She says, there's this Tony that's like kind of a shield, I guess you could say, is what you present to the world and people, but it's not the real, and only very few people see that. And she told me all of the messages she's getting is all the spirit guides and all that are saying that I got to let that go. It's time for me to let all that go and be the most authentic. And there was other stuff she mentioned that was so specific to me that I was like, how the fuck did she know that?
Yeah.
Like she asked me once, she goes, are you an artist? You're an artist of some kind. You have art. And I have been contemplating, to be honest with our audience, stopping the podcast and stop doing art, just this feeling I've been having, right? And she told me legit straight out, she says, no, never stop doing anything creative or art. That's the core of who you are is, and you need to keep doing it no matter what your doubts are, and don't look for validation from anybody else, because you know how talented you are and you got to trust that. And I was like, oh, this is freaky. I know. And then she said, did you just start meditating recently? And I have, since the breakup. And she tells me, she's like, you haven't been kind to yourself during these meditations. So when you go on your walks, and I never told her that when I do my meditation, it is on my walks every day. Eric knows that I do this every day. I didn't say anything, and just the fact that she splurted it out, on your walks, you need to be more kinder to yourself. And I literally was like, where is the camera? Is she watching me right now? It was weird.
Yeah.
And then a lot of other specific stuff that I don't want to talk about on the podcast. But she was very accurate. And just like she kept coming back to the message. She told me that once I let go of the facade and you accept everything in my life is going to change, she said.
Yeah.
And she said, I see a lot of bliss coming. And she said that she told me, she's like, this is the easiest reading. Like, all the messages have been very straightforward. And she's like, if you have any questions, just ask me. And so I asked her about, like, am I going to find like a relation? She says, and she told me, yeah, there's somebody already around. But it's going to happen. So, and she says, I don't like to do dates, tell you like in a year or whatever, but she said, but this time, she said 2022 is going to be a good year for you if you get out of your own way. So,
yeah.
So you were able to ask her specific questions.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
here's what I want to know.
Yeah. And she said, and her whole vibe was like, I don't know what this means, but maybe you will. Maybe not now, but at some point, I'm just the messenger type of a thing. And the way she ended the call was like, okay, so I told you all this stuff. And she said, you have my phone number. So if all of this doesn't come true or is not true, call me and tell me I'm full of shit, please. Please call me and tell me I'm full of shit. And I was like, I like you. You're so funny. Like, she was so real. And just like, her whole attitude was like, I do this. What happens and the messages come through, that's for you. It's not for me. Like, you're going to know what to do with this information. But it was very enlightening and I was surprised at how accurate she was with stuff.
Do you feel open to take the advice?
Oh, absolutely. Because she also told me, like, you've been having these thoughts recently. You haven't shared them, but she said, I think I'm just here to give you the confirmation you already know what you need to do, and I'm just your confirmation. And I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. I know. And she goes, okay, as long as you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it was really, she was so incredible. She did not let down as far as like Rob and my other friends who have had readings by her. She did not. She was spot on.
How did you feel afterwards?
Yeah.
Like,
I felt really focused, and I was like, okay, I know what I need to do now. I know what I need to do. Everything's going to be okay. I'm good.
That.
Yeah.
I know. I need that too.
It was really, and she was like, I guess not all readings go that smoothly, but she said for me personally that the messages she was getting from spirit guides and all that was very specific, and they knew what they needed
This
to
is
tell
a
me.
humble brag from Tony that his like spiritual energy is so pristine.
No, it was that
Right.
I guess this message is. She's like, this is what you need
Needed
right
it.
now. There's
no,
no
they were like shaking her, like
Yeah.
get this
Tell
message
him.
to him.
Tell him to stop.
Finally
stop.
tell him.
Yeah.
And like if it was like so clear, because that's probably why it got to Rob to tell you.
Yeah,
to
and
do
she
it.
said
Ooh,
this isn't a
I
coincidence.
didn't think of
She
that.
said
Mhm.
it's not coincidence that she's like this message is coming right now. There's a reason why you called today and not 6 or 7 months ago or a year ago, and why it's happening now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was a phone call,
Yeah.
right? And then your energy, like she just read your energy.
That
Yeah.
shocks
And
me.
all
that-
she had to go off of was my first name, and that was pretty much it. My phone number she got yesterday,
Yeah.
and
Immediately, just
that shocks
She
me
didn't even
that
have my last
somebody
name.
can read
Yeah.
an energy through the
Yeah.
phone. I didn't even know that.
I didn't either.
could
I
be
was
that
like,
possible.
"Alright."
Yeah.
It was very enlightening and very. Not, I don't want to say spooky. I want to say bizarrely accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I've always loved that shit. And I've
Yeah.
always loved that supernatural. Anybody who knows me knows that about me.
Yeah.
But this was like on a whole nother level.
do you think you'll take like a break and call again? And
Well, this is the thing she said. She said, you'll know when it's time for another reading. You'll know.
Oh.
And I was
okay.
like, okay.
say
Yeah.
say what she said to producer Rob
About.
about ending it.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know if Rob wants me to share that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, she
okay.
said
I'm so
something
sorry.
to Rob, which I'm not going to share
Or we
because
can
it
just
was
use a
his reading.
pseudonym. She said something to Bob.
Bob.
Our
who-
friend Bob.
that I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah,
So accurate.
accurate. Yeah.
That's.
But
really
it was really interesting. Because I had gotten a psychic reading before, and the minute and this was years and years and years ago, I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
The minute this with Diana, I was like, nope, she's creepy. She's like, all right, let's do this.
Creepy is like a good descriptor.
Good thing, good.
in
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and you feel like your skin creep.
Yeah,
like
'cause it's
someone is
so-
like doing something.
Yeah, it's
So
hitting
accurate.
somewhere in your
Yeah.
body. that is,
Otherworldly,
it's
yeah.
touching you.
Yep.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was really interesting and good. It
That's
was
so
cool.
amazing.
I know.
And he has like kept some things from us. that
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah,
are
of
not
course.
Yeah.
allowed to
Yeah.
know.
I know.
Well, I think you even talking about it today is like testament of you being putting yourself out there a little
Yeah.
more. So
Yeah,
I
because
congratulate
how
you for
I
that.
am. I'm
Yes.
very.
Yeah,
I don't like to show
I
the
know.
cracks of
Yeah.
the facade, but apparently I got to get rid of all of that. So
Yes.
Well, I guess also if someone told me that I was putting up a facade, I'd be like, I'm not telling anyone that.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
care.
But you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Apparently, I do
Right,
that.
that's like
I
a s-
that's
and
a
the
start.
thing is I know
Yeah.
that because I don't like to show too much. I like to pretend like I have it all together. In
Yeah.
reality, not really.
I don't. I tell
I'm
the
just a
world.
mess.
I tell the world all my problems.
Yeah, and so even before we did the show today, I was talking to Eric about it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about it. And he was like, "Wow, what did you learn?" And I was like, "You're absolutely right. This is
Yeah.
what she was talking about."
Yeah.
So I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna say whatever."
And how does
people
it?
like
How does
Yeah,
it
how
feel
does it
talking
feel?
about it?
Fine. I'm
Right?
fine. Yeah, I don't care.
Does it feel good or
yeah.
just fine?
No, it feels good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens from here on out. But should we do one of our segments we haven't done in a really long
Yeah,
time?
let's do a segment.
Do you know before we close it out with Brynne, we're gonna
Sassy, slutty, sexy, stinky, right on, Carol.
Carol, for once in your life, shut your damn mouth.
Yes, you guys, we're gonna do Carol of the Week. We haven't done this in a really long time.
I have to look at my carols list.
So I am good for anybody new to the podcast that is listening. Carol is that gripe, that one thing that just bugs you this week that you gotta. It could be anything in the world. I'll go first.
okay.
Okay.
So this is really, it's a little political, maybe not so much, but here in San Diego in North Park, they have a new park that just opened up, North Park Mini Park, right behind the observatory.
Yeah.
This is what bothers me about it. It cost $3.5 million to do this little park. I don't understand why that money wasn't used to help housing, because San Diego has a housing issue and the homeless issue in San Diego has gotten really bad. You spent $3.5 million on a park,
Yeah, a concrete park
a
too.
concrete park.
Concrete.
Really?
Yeah.
Why didn't that money go to something to help the community as far as with housing, homelessness, keeping the city clean? You know what I mean?
Like feeding people.
Yes,
Yeah.
that just really got under my skin. I
Yeah.
was just like,
I mean, parks are good. They do good,
It's more
but
aesthetics.
Yeah.
Because they're not cleaning those parks. Like
Yeah.
that money
No.
isn't going to like the
and
beach
and
or-
who
yeah.
actually really uses them.
Yeah.
yeah.
And we have Balboa Park. We have like the best park in the
Exactly.
country.
Exactly.
Yeah. So why do
Why-
we? I just don't know why $3.5 million was spent on that when there's so much other stuff in the city it could have gone for.
Yeah.
But hey, that's just my opinion. What
Yeah.
about you? What do you got, Eric?
I definitely pulled one from my list, and it's when you are out with Gen Zs and you go and you order drinks. And I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, Gen Zs, but you're the worst tippers. And it is highly embarrassing for me because I do have friends who work in the industry,
Yes,
and
we
I,
do.
I have a connection and relationships with bartenders, and just tip more. Just tip
Yeah,
a little more.
tip.
Just, I mean, I know when you're
$1
younger, you don't
extra.
make a lot of money, but also the service industry, like that's the only way they get their money.
Yeah.
So if you can't afford
Yeah.
it, don't go out.
Yeah,
If you
stay
can't afford
home.
it, don't go out.
Stay
That's the thing.
home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or don't order the drink.
Buy some Boone's Farm and stay home. It's cheap, $3-4. You're
Yeah.
Yeah. So
fine.
just tip a little more.
Yeah,
Help-
that's a good one.
Help your service industry
Yeah.
out.
Because they will have your back. If you tip good,
Yes.
they got your back.
I've
I will
actually
attest
taught
to
people
that.
like how to actually make a relationship with a bartender
Mm-hmm.
and go back, and eventually they'll see you and they'll start pouring your drink in front of everyone else because you paid $2 or $3 more.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially
And you treat them like a
if-
human.
Yeah.
especially if it's a bar you frequent.
Yeah.
You should be tipping.
Put the
pretty
money, make
well.
the
Yeah.
investment. It's worth it.
It is. It really
Yeah.
is. What about you, Brynne? Do you have a Carol?
Oh God, can I be super personal?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I do not understand. I I might get in trouble for this. I was like a little bit late dropping my daughter off to school,
Yeah.
and there is a 10-minute window to get your kid to school.
Okay.
So the gate opens up at 8:05 and it closes at 8:15.
Oof.
And if you do not get your kid in there during this 10-minute window, then they will shut the gate on you,
What?
and then you get a tardy. So I drove my daughter to school totally on time, like a little bit late. But there is such a line,
Yeah.
and my daughter does
Oh.
not like to. She won't get out by herself, so I have to wait to get up in the line. So I wait to get up in the line, go out. This lady shuts the door in my face, and
Oh.
it is 8:15 on my watch, 8:16 on the thing, and I'm like, come on, dude, you're gonna give us a tardy? And this woman, she did have a Karen haircut, is like, the bell rang and that's it. And then she looks at me and she goes, but no worries. And I go, well, you don't have an ex-husband that's looking for every single thing. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Wow.
fine, no worries.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, dude, if you guys are opening, like, because there have been days where they've forgotten to open up the gate.
Yeah.
There have been days where they like are just like canceling school for no reason, and you can't give me a 3-minute grace period.
Yeah.
To get
What's
my
her
daughter
name?
in.
What's her name? Call her out.
But it's like you need a grace period. Like, don't shut a gate in a kid's face. Like,
Don't
I
be
don't
an ass.
understand that. And you're
And
the
to a
ones
6-year-old too.
exactly.
That
and
is
you're the ones that
intense.
give. Like, there is such a long line when you go to drop your kids off. Don't give a 10-minute window
Yeah.
for them
Don't
to
be
get
an
dropped
ass.
off.
That's not your fault that they're not very efficient at what they do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then it's like it turns into like they're like tardy and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're a mom that's just or a dad or anyone who's just trying to get the fucking kid to school,
Yeah.
like
The
it
fact that you
sucks.
just even get them there is like a win in my
Yes,
book.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Whatever time you
There's,
did,
like,
it's a
the,
win.
The teeth are brushed. There's a
Yeah.
lunch
She's
box.
alive. She
Yeah.
arrived.
Go in
Yeah.
there. And it's like, oh, and
God.
so the remedy for me dropping her off right as the bell rings is for her to have to go into the front desk and wait in a line to get a slip to go in so that she's 10 minutes late for school as opposed to just
That
running
makes
right
no
in.
sense.
What's the point? I could talk about like in school suspension and detention and
Broken
all
system.
the days.
Oh
Broken
God,
system.
that was a good carol. All the parents out there who listen to us,
Yeah.
they're probably
Yeah.
like, "Yes, Bree." Brynne, it has been great having you on the show in
Yes.
person.
I know.
I know. I'm
So
excited.
missed.
So let people know how to find you, where they can find the book, and all of that good stuff.
So you can find me on Instagram at a real Brynne Mac. RealBrynNemac.
She's looking at me like if I know.
I'm looking at you because I was like, this is ridiculous. Because everyone has like the real.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm a real Brynne Mac.
Not
or,
the real, but she is a
A
real.
real
Yeah,
Brynne Mac.
I
I'm
like
sure
that.
there are others.
Yeah.
And at lovethesmother-daughter-talks.com, you can find the book if you just Google Your Kid is Coming Back.
And there you go. And you can go onto our website. We will have a link for the book. So if you want to get yourself a copy, you can.
Yeah.
And how do people find you, Eric?
You can find me yelling at Gen Zs for not tipping enough, or on Instagram at Daddy Bear Eric.
There you go. You can follow the podcast at Who Invited Her _podcast on Instagram. We are Who Invited Her SD on Twitter and Facebook. You can always email us at thegang@whoinvitedher.net. We love hearing from everybody. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're watching us on YouTube and leave us a comment below. Don't forget you can watch us every Tuesday night at 7:30 on Out at TV. You can follow me on Insta. It's Tony_Baloney_Macaroni. Am I forgetting anything else?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, here, I was going to show this. So you can go on our website to get merch.
That's such a beautiful
One of our
shirt.
Who Invited Her t-shirts. I'm wearing it
Yes.
today.
I need new ones.
I know.
I've outgrown mine.
I've
I've gotten so muscular.
I know. Look at her
We
butch
should all
queen.
be matching next time.
I know. All with the
So,
shirts on.
yeah.
But that is it for us, you guys. We will see everybody next week. Thank you again, Brynne, for joining us.
Thank you.
This has been a pleasure.
Yeah.
And we will see everybody next week. Bye.
Bye.